Hey, this is Brant with Vintage Statements, and today we've got this little project that we're gonna redo, so follow along. Alright, overall, good shape. Missing some handles, looks like they were starting a project but didn't finish it, so we're gonna finish it for them. Holes are already drilled, looks like they're even, so we're good there. We're gonna take all the rest of this hardware off. We're gonna pull the drawers out, check the subframe, make sure everything's good there. We're gonna sand it down, paint it, give it a little scuff, and see what it turns out looking like. So let's get this hardware off. Alright, got the drawers removed. Now what we're going to do is actually remove these legs, which are just screwed in here. It's going to make it a lot easier to paint the whole project and get a nice coat over it without having to try to jam paint up in there and try to clean it out. So we're going to remove these and we'll stand it up on these legs while we're painting it so we can get a nice coat on the bottom here. And then at the end, well, we'll put these legs right back on. So our next step after we get these off is to start sanding, and we're going to use 80 grit sandpaper, actually worn in 80 grit, so it's probably more closer to 100 or 120 grit sandpaper. And since everything's kind of rounded, the drawers, the frame, everything here, we're not going to use our DeWalt sander, we're just going to hand sand this. And since we're painting it, we're just scuff sanding it. So we're just going to go over, get rid of the sheen, any of the gunk on it, and then we're going to wipe it down and vacuum it out. So let's get started after we get these legs off by sanding this piece. Alright, got everything wiped down, vacuumed out, and now we're ready to start painting. So we got our legs, so for those, 4 drawers and this frame to do. We're going to coat everything twice. With these, we're going to hit the bottom, sides, and most of the top we can just grip by the screw there. We're going to use our DeWalt, or excuse me, our Behr Prime and Paint. It's an eggshell color, or a finish. The color is Blackout. So, got my Worcester short handle angled 2-inch brush, and we're going to go to town. Do everything twice, and then we can move on. Here we go. Alright, we painted it twice, we let it dry. Now what we can do is start sanding. Now this is a step that you could skip if you wanted to leave it solid. Well, here at Vintage we want to scuff it up a little bit, give it a little age, so that's what we're going to do. Got our old 80 grit sandpaper. I'm going to start with the legs, just give it a nice soft scuff across this piece and all the drawers, and then we can start waxing it. So let's get started. Alright, we scuffed it up, we vacuumed it back down, wiped it down, and now what we're going to do is put on our finishing wax here. Varathane finishing paste, natural. It's about like $7-8 at Home Depot. I'm going to use an old sock. This is a fun sock. So we're gonna do all the pieces, just wipe on, wipe off. We'll put the legs back on, we'll put the hardware on the drawers, and well, we'll get this piece finalized. So let's get started. Alright, here it is completed. It is Blackout Black by Behr Prime and Paint. It's an eggshell. We scuffed it up and then we blacked out the handles, put on some new ones, and well, the end product is pretty nice. If you like this project and many of our others, subscribe to our channel, like us on Facebook and Instagram, and well, leave us a comment if you like this.